Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Secrets of the Ancients, where we uncover the hidden mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into the secrets that shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the corridors of time. Today's discovery will absolutely blow your mind. For 2,000 years, one mystery has haunted archaeologists and treasure hunters alike. Where is the final resting place of Cleopatra VII and Mark Antony? But here's what's incredible. We may finally have the answer. Recent excavations have revealed something extraordinary. A sunken port, a mile-long secret tunnel, and evidence that puts archaeologists right on the doorstep of the Queen's lost tomb at Taposiris Magna. This could be the breakthrough we've been waiting for. Before we unveil these incredible treasures, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the ancient mysteries we're about to reveal. Picture this scene with me. Somewhere, between the waves of history and the sands of legend, lies one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. We're talking about Cleopatra VII, the last queen of ancient Egypt, immortalized as both a brilliant ruler and a master strategist. Her death, along with that of Mark Antony, marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty, the end of ancient Egypt itself, and the beginning of Roman Egypt. But here's the puzzling question that has baffled historians for centuries. While her life has been endlessly dramatized in films and books, her tomb has never been found. Think about that for a moment. The most famous queen in ancient history, and we have no idea where she's buried. Now, nearly 2 millennia later, something incredible is happening. A team of archaeologists and underwater explorers, led by the indomitable Dr. Kathleen Martinez, may have uncovered the missing link in this ancient puzzle. What did Dr. Martinez and her team find? Pay attention to this incredible discovery, a sunken port near the temple of Taposiris Magna that could once have welcomed the Queen of the Nile herself to her final resting place. But the story gets even more cinematic. You should see who else is involved in this search. Robert Ballard. Yes, that Robert Ballard, the legendary deep-sea explorer who found the Titanic, is now trying to find Cleopatra. Between Robert and Kathleen, we are closer than ever before to solving this ancient mystery. Let me paint you a picture of what they discovered. The sunken port was found off Egypt's Mediterranean coast, not far from the ruins of Taposiris Magna. This temple complex was once dedicated to Osiris, the god of the dead, and resurrection. Beneath layers of sand and salt water, Robert Ballard's dive team uncovered something amazing. What exactly did they find? Elegant limestone blocks, structures 20 feet tall arranged in rows, smooth columns, and the skeletal remains of ancient storage jars and ship anchors. This wasn't just any port, this was a carefully constructed gateway designed for someone very important. But here's where it gets really exciting. The port lies just off the mouth of a previously excavated tunnel. And this isn't just any tunnel. It's 4,000 feet long and links Taposiris Magna directly to the sea. Now, pay close attention to what this means. Some archaeologists believe this tunnel was designed precisely to allow a high-profile burial procession to enter discreetly from the coast. Imagine this scene with me. If Cleopatra was transported by sea after her death, this would have been the perfect landing point. Her body, prepared to be embalmed and mummified, may have been sent by covert ship to this port. From there, it was unloaded and brought through the secret 4,000-foot tunnel to Taposiris Magna. Think about the planning, the secrecy, the determination to hide her final resting place from Roman eyes. Now let's talk about the remarkable woman behind this discovery. Dr. Kathleen Martinez is no stranger to controversy, that's for sure. A Dominican lawyer turned archaeologist, she has spent nearly 20 years excavating Taposiris Magna based on one driving theory. Dr. Martinez firmly believes that Cleopatra and Mark Antony were not buried in Alexandria, as many scholars believe. Instead, she thinks they were secretly interred in the Taposiris Magna temple, away from the prying eyes of the vengeful Romans. But why would Cleopatra choose this location? Well, here's the fascinating answer. Alexandria had fallen. The city, once the intellectual jewel of the Mediterranean, was now a Roman outpost. Cleopatra needed a sacred site, a place associated with Osiris and Isis, whose myth mirrored her own tragic romance with Mark Antony. This would ensure their eternal union together and, of course, keep the Romans away from her body. In Martinez's own words, she had to choose a location where she could feel safe for her afterlife with Mark. Remember, fellow explorers, there was nothing more important to a royal Egyptian than securing the afterlife they believed they were entitled to. They saw it as their divine gift for being born royalty. Here's what will amaze you about modern archaeology. Kathleen enlisted Robert Ballard's help, and he brought cutting-edge technology to the hunt. This is the man who not only found the wreck of the Titanic, but also the wreckage of the Bismarck and JFK's PT-109. Using sonar, three-dimensional scans, and underwater imaging, Ballard's team mapped the port structure and surrounding landscape. These models offer a ghostly digital reconstruction of what the area might have looked like in 30 BC. What we're dealing with here was an active seafront, bustling with sailors, priests, and enough activity to make any ancient harbor come alive. And perhaps, on one fateful day, this bustling port hosted a funeral barge carrying the most powerful woman in the ancient world. Kathleen Martinez has suspected for decades that Taposiris Magna houses the hidden tomb. This newly uncovered sunken infrastructure is the circumstantial evidence she's been waiting for. This could be the physical means by which Cleopatra's body was transported to the temple in secret, buried out of Roman reach and shielded by divine symbolism. But here's what makes this story even more incredible. Martinez has endured skepticism, storms, floods, earthquakes, and academic snobbery. She's been put down, called a fraud, and ridiculed for her seemingly hopeless search. Critics said she was wasting her time. They said the tomb would never be found. But the sunken port, revealed now 2 millennia after Cleopatra's death, has rekindled the hope that this enduring mystery might finally be solved. When Dr. Martinez looks down into the sarcophagus of Cleopatra at the mummified queen, who will be laughing then? But Cleopatra isn't the only legendary ruler whose tomb remains hidden. Let me take you on another incredible journey, this time to the windswept steppes of Mongolia. Science has satellites, radar, and artificial intelligence, but the spirit of Mongolia has silence, and so far, silence is winning. When Genghis Khan died in 1227, the earth lost a conqueror, Mongolia gained a legend, and history inherited one incredible ghost story. His empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Caspian Sea. His name still stirs equal parts awe and dread. But here's the mystery that baffles archaeologists. As for where his bones lie, not even his enemies had a clue, and that was exactly the point. Genghis Khan made sure he would never be found, not in death, and not even 800 years after his death. Let me tell you the incredible story of how Genghis Khan began. Did you know that before he was Genghis Khan, he was called Temujin? Born around 1160, Temujin came of age in a war-torn Mongolia, splintered by feuding nomadic tribes. His father, Yesugei, was a minor warlord who had the misfortune of being successful, and in the ancient world, success often meant assassination. Someone poisoned Yesugei before Temujin was 10 years old. Here's what happened next, and this will give you chills. Poor little Temujin fled to the mountaintop sanctuary of Burkhan Khaldun, a holy peak in the Khenti Mountains. There, he reportedly dropped to his knees, prayed to the eternal blue sky god Tengri, and made a pact with destiny. And, incredibly, it worked. He returned and began building alliances faster than any warrior could ride his horse across the steppes. By 1206, Temujin was crowned Genghis Khan, a term which loosely translates as universal ruler in English, or, as explorer Albert Lynn put it, the king of everything. The newly crowned Khan then proceeded to unify Mongolia's warring tribes and launch an empire that swallowed most of Asia and caused panic in every city across medieval Europe. But through it all, Genghis Khan never forgot the mountains. He died in 1227 during a campaign against the Western Xia Empire in northern China. The cause has never been confirmed. Some say he fell off his horse. Others claim he was shot with an arrow, assassinated, or taken down by the bubonic plague. There is even a rumor that he was killed by a Western Xia princess, though I won't go into the gruesome details. But here's what matters. What came next? Utter silence. His body was brought back to Mongolia, and it disappeared. No tomb, no records, no relics. Pay attention to these incredible stories. One legend claims his funeral procession murdered every witness, and then the executioners killed each other to make sure that no one who knew the location of the burial was left alive. Another rumor says a river was diverted to flood his grave, meaning it might currently be so deep underground that no one is ever going to find it. But here's the truth. According to Jack Weatherford, author of Genghis Khan and the Making of the Modern World, after 800 years of rumor and speculation, nobody knows the truth. Fellow time travelers, we've just explored two of history's greatest mysteries, the hunt for Cleopatra's tomb and the search for Genghis Khan's final resting place. What we've learned today shows us something incredible about the power of determination in archaeology. Dr. Kathleen Martinez has spent 20 years pursuing her dream, facing ridicule and skepticism, but never giving up. And now, with Robert Ballard's high-tech investigation and the discovery of the sunken port and secret tunnel, we may be closer than ever to finding Cleopatra. As for Genghis Khan, his tomb remains one of the greatest mysteries in all of archaeology. 800 years of silence, protected by tradition, geography, and perhaps the will of the great Khan himself. Now it's your turn to join the investigation. What do you think? Will Dr. Martinez find Cleopatra's tomb at Taposiris Magna? Do you believe Genghis Khan's grave will ever be discovered? Share your theories with us in the comments below. And here's a question for fellow history detectives. If you could choose one lost tomb to discover, whose would it be and why? Don't forget to subscribe to Secrets of the Ancients and hit that notification bell. In our next episode, we'll travel to another incredible archaeological site and uncover more mysteries that have been buried for millennia. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember